I have got a movie recommendation for you. It's currently in theaters now. I think it's in limited release, but if it is playing at your local Cineplex, definitely give it a chance because it shocked me. It's called Ghostlight, and I wasn't very familiar with the stars of this film. I mean, I'm familiar with Dolly DeLeon, who is in this film. Remember her from Triangle of Sadness? She stole that movie from me. I was rooting for her to get an Oscar nomination. She was snubbed. But she's in this film, and then the Coop Farrell family, who I recognize their faces, but not necessarily their names. So they are Keith, Catherine, and Tara Coop Farrell. They star as this nuclear family who are grieving, and they each use different ways to come to terms with the death of their family member. The mother and father lost a son, the daughter lost her brother tragically and suddenly. And so they use different means to cope with how stricken they are with their grief. And they are working on figuring out how to unpack what happened, and they have to give a deposition because they are suing or attempting to sue. So they have to mediate because they blame, and I don't want to spoil it, but they blame someone for the self harm that their son suffered from when he took his own life. So the father, played by Keith Cooper, he is a construction worker. He's struggling at work. He can't stay focused because there's so much on his mind, as you can imagine. And one day, by chance, Dolly DeLeon, who at first they have a strange encounter, but she realizes that he is struggling and she embraces him and offers him to join their little company because they're putting on a stage play at their local playhouse. They're putting on a performance of Romeo and Juliet. The mom tries to erect a garden so that she can keep herself busy. And the daughter, or the mom, is played by Tara Mallon. She uses her maiden name. She is the one who builds a garden. And then the daughter, played by Catherine Mallon Coop-Farrer, she's acting out in school. She's having behavioral issues because not only is she grieving her brother's death, but she's also watching her parents fall apart. So the father finds, I want to say, this embrace necessary for his grieving process. It was really heartwarming, heartbreaking to see how they each cope with the grief and what they need to exhaust all of the pain that they're suffering through. He finds that this play is helping him get through not only this grieving process, but also prepare to give this deposition. But the play is Romeo and Juliet, and his son died similarly. You know, in Romeo and Juliet, these two star-crossed lovers um, attempt to take their own lives because their parents try to keep them apart. And so he finds a way to navigate this pain in a way to understand what his son might have been feeling. And he tries to change the arc of the story so that the outcome is somewhat better without giving too much of it away. I thought it was beautifully written. It's beautifully acted. It's just a really, really beautiful film. Of course, Dolly DeLeon is really good. I loved this. This is one of the best movies of the year. I am surprised that not many people are talking about it because it really is a beautiful film. I highly recommend this film. If it is playing in a theater near you, please check it out. Support this film. I think you will be pleasantly surprised. It's always good to support films like this so that we can get more. I think what they've done here was just beautiful. Ghostlight is currently in limited release. If you can find it, definitely check it out.